This is the walkthrough video for Unit 1, Chapter 2, one of your projects called If-Then Adventure Stories. So this is where you will be creating a if and then adventure story using Google Slides. So in other words, if you choose this on a Google slide, it's going to take you to another Google slide. So it's going to be a story that you're creating, this adventure story. So again, this is part of this Google Applied Digital Skills. You've used this earlier in Chapter 1. And first thing we want to do is we actually want to open up the assignment directions. We're going to go ahead and click that. And these are the directions for how to do your if-then adventure story. So the purpose of this is to learn the skills that you learned in this chapter on how to use Google Slides. You're going to be working independently. Even though the video says you're working in a group, you are working independently. You're going to be watching the videos from Google Applied Digital Skills, their training videos. And as you go through those training videos, you will work on completing your if-then adventure story. So there's steps here that you need to follow. Watch those videos. And then there is right here, start here. And that will take you right to those videos that you need to watch. And then it talks about in step 3, how you're going to submit it. Here's an example. If you want to view this, this is an example of if-then adventure story. So let's go ahead and look at it. So this one is called Rainforest Adventure. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in a slideshow view so that you can see what it actually looks like. So when I click slideshow and I start clicking on each page, this is the interactive story. So depending upon what I choose, I have 3 choices here. It takes me to a different slide within that slide presentation. So here you go on a Rainforest Adventure for a vacation. You arrive at the lodge, you're ready for a great trip. Your tour guide gives you 3 options. So you can choose. Well, let's say I want to paddle a canoe. So if I choose paddle a canoe, it takes me to another option. So if I choose that, then this is what happens. But because I chose to paddle a canoe, I'm admiring the beautiful landscape of the canoe. When you feel a presence, you realize a school of piranhas is under your canoe. What do you do? So choices. Stop and take pictures or paddle faster. Okay, so if I choose one of these, then what happens? Such the reason why we have the if-then. So I'm going to stop and take pictures. Oh, you took some great photos. You win a prize. All right, I can start my if-then adventure story over again. So here's my rainforest. Let's see what happens if I paddle the canoe and I paddle faster. So if I chose that choice, I paddle faster and the piranhas start running after me. So swim to the shore. Uh-oh, I succeed, right? And my adventure's over. So it's like, if you choose this, this is what happens in your adventure story. And all kinds of different choices here are given based upon what is chosen. So you need to make slides, and it doesn't matter what order they're in. And you're going to learn that when you watch the videos on why that doesn't matter what order they're in. Because each one of these links to whatever slide that you've created in Google Slides. So whatever choice we have here, and see how it just keeps going through different choices. All right, so let's get out of that. And you can see here, here's all these slides that were created. And they're not in order. So this one here is the one that says you make, this is good, right? So all of these, and you can keep adding different slides in your if-then because it's the link that matters. Your beginning slide, and then your beginning question. And then everything else is just based upon what was chosen on that particular slide, where it's going to take you over here. So that's just an example. You can study through that, but let's go back to the directions, and here you would just go ahead and click If Then Adventure Stories, and here's that exact example that I just went over for you. You would click Start, and you would start watching these videos. So you have the Google Apps overview, then this is the next. You would just click down here and click Next, and there's a series of several videos here, how to write your If Then Adventure stories. It's your choice what you want your story to be. When he talks about group decision making, this is not a group project, it's an individualized project, or whatever your teacher decides. You will go through how to brainstorm some different story elements of a story that you want to create, and then they'll wrap it up, but you just want to watch these videos because they'll tell you and teach you and walk you through on how to do your If Then Adventure story. When you're done with your If Then Adventure story, so let's say for example this is yours, remember you got to click that share button and make sure that it has anyone with a link can view. Alright, and then you would come back to your assignment and you would submit it. Make sure you look at the rubric at the bottom to see how you would score and what you want to score, what you need to do to get full points, partial points, or minimum. That's the video on how to do the If Then Adventure stories.